A few months ago, I started hearing about a brand new business known as YouTube automation. Basically, this is where you fully automate a YouTube channel into a cash cow business where it can make you money passively. Since I've already run a few channels and have over 350,000 subscribers on YouTube, I wanted to see if I could do this and create a fully monetized channel with only one video. For this, we needed to hit 1,000 subscribers, 4,000 watch hours, and hopefully over 100,000 views on this brand new channel. And we actually managed to do it, and in this video, I'm going to show you exactly how I did it. I started YouTube back in 2020, before YouTube automation was a thing, before YouTube Shorts even existed, and before there was really a high clickbait theme across basically the entire platform. During 2020 though, I started my channel in around February, and by December I had over 80,000 subscribers and had gained over 10 million views on my channel alone. But since then, I feel like I've learned a lot more about how YouTube works, how to actually properly make content that people want to watch, and I wanted to see if I could do this again on a brand new channel, not linking it to my original channel at all, and try and go from 0 subscribers to 1,000 subscribers and fully monetized with only one video. That is the challenge that we are looking at today. Can I start a brand new channel and get it fully monetized with only one video? Firstly, the main channel I run has over 300,000 subscribers already and just passed like 80 million views. And it seems like this year I'm going to hit 500,000 subs and probably cross 100 million views as well, which is just insane to think about. I mean, that's the kind of popularity that you see scammer Twitter accounts and scam Instagram accounts have. So I feel like I have a little bit of clout on YouTube at least. Don't care. Back to the video though, I created a second channel a few months ago just to see if I could replicate this sort of success that I had already seen, and was at least hoping to create a second stream of income from a channel that was completely different to what I had already built. Once I had fully edited and published my first video, I didn't post this on any of my other community tabs, I didn't share it around on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, TikTok, or anything like that. I just wanted to see if this video could grow organically, and in turn hopefully build out a little bit of an audience that would actually want to watch the content just because it was good videos, as opposed to watching it because they had subscribed to my other channel. And this really opened my eyes to the possibility of YouTube automation. Now we have to start off with step 1. This is the most important step in this entire video. We have to make a coffee. First proper step that you want to do is start researching for a niche and videos that you actually want to create. Now, there are actually a few different types of content that you can create on your channel from day one. A lot of people talk about evergreen videos and how they are so successful because they get views basically any time of the year. They can get views years and years after their videos are being published, and they stay relevant for a really long time. Now, even though those videos can be really successful, they do sort of work better on channels that have already been established and have a community behind them. I mean, personally, I'm not really going to watch a bland video with no views on a channel that I've never heard about, but if one of my favorite creators posts basically a bland video, I'm probably going to watch it because it's one of my favorite creators.
That makes sense.
So when you are first starting a channel, you want to go with the trend jacking idea. Basically what this means is you want to find other competitors in your niche that are creating videos similar to what you want to create. You want to see what videos that they have done over the last few weeks, which ones have either reached the trending tab or have millions and millions of views, and see why they are successful. This could be anything from watching those videos to getting a transcript of the actual script that they use, or seeing what sort of thumbnails they have used to see if they are successful or not. From this, you can get some ideas of videos that you can create, but ideally you want them to be trendy videos that you can see being successful and of course are relevant at the time you want to upload the video. Basically, by coming up with a bunch of different ideas for your channel, what videos you want to create, you can move on to step 2, which is going to be brainstorming your first ever video. Once you have finished all the research for your channel, you can start formulating an idea for your first video based off some ideas on the channels that you have been studying. When you have found a few channels in the same niche, you can sort of write down some ideas that have worked for them, and then from there come up with the idea for your first ever video. You should try and use the trend jacking idea by using videos that you think could end up on the trending tab or are more likely to gain a lot of views than the evergreen videos, which just slowly gain views over a long period of time. time. You also want to write down some ideas on how you can make your editing better than your competitors, what kind of thumbnails you ideally want to go for, and before you start scripting your first video, you want to have an idea of what the thumbnail for the video is going to be, what the title of the video is going to be, and I guess sort of what you want to talk about in the video. But now that you have brainstormed a few video ideas, it is time to move on to step 3, and this is actually scripting the script for your first video.
What?
Now this might seem scary, but scripting a video is actually going to become a lot easier the more you do it. All you want to include for your script is obviously the title of your video. You want to make sure you include some key points that you want to talk about. You can of course use ChatGPT like a lot of these YouTube gurus are talking about, but sometimes a lot of the information can actually be incorrect, so you might have to go back and double check that it's actually accurate. You also want to make sure that you include a hook with your video. Now basically what this means is you want to create a reason why people want to watch the video, and you want to place this within about 30 seconds. There are a bunch of good YouTubers that post about creating a hook for their video, and they talk about it all the time in podcasts and of course on their Twitter pages as well. So I feel like they're probably more qualified to talk about hooks, but honestly a quick research about how to create a good hook for a YouTube video is going to do wonders, and I promise you it will help your channel so much in the future. But honestly, with the power of AI, I feel like things in this space are really going to change, because there are already programs out there where you can basically simulate a celebrity's voice. There is going to be a point in time where we could see YouTube videos voiced by Donald Trump or Morgan Freeman, and that is just, I mean, that's pretty insane to think about. We are then moving on to step 4, and this is starting to edit the video. Whether you are using your own voice or maybe you've hired a voice actor to record your script, the next step is to actually edit the video into something that people are actually going to want to watch. When you are starting out, you're probably going to be editing all your own videos like I do for my main channel, but unless you have already built some other channels, then you might be able to actually hire an editor from day one that can sort of simplify this process entirely. I'm going to assume though that you are starting from scratch and want to start editing your own videos. The best programs that you can use are going to be Adobe Premiere. Sony Vegas is still pretty good, but I feel like Adobe Premiere is a lot better. And if you want a free program, then DaVinci Resolve actually does a pretty good job. But similar to the trend jacking idea that we talked about in step 2, you want to see what videos are done really well, what quality of editing your competitors are using in the same area, and try and see what style of editing you actually enjoy. There are so many different editing styles as well. You can just add subtitles to your videos, and that's going to take a while. And then you have videos that have full motion graphics, stock videos, and just funny memes placed throughout, which actually is quite fun to do, but it does take a long time. All you want to do is make sure that you are improving your editing techniques every single video, and even if you're only getting 1% better every time, this effect is going to compound, and the videos that you are making a year from today are going to be so much better than your first video, and that is just all part of learning the YouTube game. I mean, you could literally have the best ideas, the best script, the best voice actor you have ever seen. You could have Morgan Freeman voicing your video, but if your editing is bad, then I feel like the whole video just falls apart, and then your chance of getting some internet clout is pretty much over. No! We move on to step 5 though, and this is designing a thumbnail for your video. Now, again, there are some AI programs out there where you can design a thumbnail for your video for free, even if you don't have any photo editing experience and you don't really want to learn. There are programs like Midjourney where you can create artificial intelligence images that a lot of people have been using for thumbnails, but honestly, it is always going to be more beneficial to actually hire a professional that can create something more specific to what you want. Also, a lot of these designers on Twitter actually know what they're doing and will probably be able to come up with a more clickbaity or a more interesting thumbnail than what you're going to see from a computer. If you are talented or want to learn more about Photoshop or graphic design, there are always a bunch of tutorials that you can watch on YouTube as well, and these are only going to help you progress through your YouTube journey. But if you are trying to make this a business, your time might be better spent editing the videos or writing scripts for more videos, and hiring a thumbnail designer is something that you can do pretty early on. There are websites like Fiverr and Upwork where you can hire a bunch of amazing designers as well. It's not going to cost you a lot, and the investment is usually worth it as long as you're getting someone that actually knows what they're doing. If you start off with one thumbnail and it doesn't do that well, then you can always swap it out to something else. A lot of people can also change the title of their video if it is underperforming, but always having a second or a third thumbnail as an option is definitely something I would look into. After you've designed a thumbnail though, we are moving on to step 6, which is uploading the actual video. Once you hit upload, the fate of the video is pretty much in the hands of the YouTube gods and Mr. Beast, so you better hope that he's gonna bless you with some good views. It is just really important to remember that YouTube is sort of a slow growth platform. If you are looking at subs alone, it can actually take you a really long time to gain some traction and some following, but views can happen pretty much straight from day one. Getting a few thousand views on YouTube as well is a lot more difficult than getting a million views on TikTok, so even though it might seem like slow progress, at least progress is a head start on everyone else that hasn't uploaded their first video yet. But now it's time to look into what I did for my original channel and how I got this to over 1,000 subscribers and 100,000 views with only one video. When I posted this back in December, I wasn't really sure what to expect. I uploaded the video, but on day one, because this was a new channel, it got 4 views. I was hopeful that maybe day 2 things would turn around, but at the end of day 2 it had like 10 views and wasn't doing that well. I checked back a week later and it was around 100 views, but on day 8 was when it really started to pop off and we broke over 800 views. It definitely started getting recommended more, and then honestly I completely forgot about it. I was still focusing on my main channel and didn't really look at this for a few weeks until around the end of January, where I decided to check this channel again. It had broken over 100,000 views on this video. The thumbnail had done really well. There were a bunch of engagements on this, so many people liking the video and commenting on it, and somehow the channel reached 1,000 subs from this video alone. I don't know whether it was because I made a good video, probably not, or whether the content was just trendy and good at the time, but people were interested in this enough to subscribe to a channel that they had never heard of me before or seen my face, and that was just good enough to get 1,000 subs. It was good enough to get 100,000 views and 4,000 watch hours in this one video alone, which allowed me to join the YouTube Partner Program after just one video. So yeah, that's how I secretly built a YouTube channel and got it fully monetized after one video. I do of course run a few other channels, but we can talk about them another time. And even though I feel like I've done a lot with the gaming niche, I don't think I'm going to quit just yet. I'm going to try and launch a few more channels, hopefully in the business and finance niche. So if you want me to create some more videos about them, make sure to let me know in the comments down below. But thank you guys so much for watching. But yeah, subscribe.